So, what is data warehousing? You're probably thinking that it's something to do with all those boxes that have been stashed away in a giant building with a high ceiling and concrete floor. You're thinking that a warehouse is a place where stuff is stored. This is closer to the truth than you might think. To understand data warehousing, we need to rewind a little. What is data? Data is many pieces of distinct information that are usually formatted in a specific way. Data can be numbers, text, bits, bytes, anything that represents facts or statistics. Data can be used for reference or analysis. It's necessary to organize data. Obviously, when things aren't organized, it's hard to find what you're looking for. That's why we need to organize data. Because then everything's neat and tidy and you can find the data you're looking for, easier and faster. Or rather, the computer can find it for you. So, how is data organized? Well, it can be done in a list format, where all the data is simply listed logically, but this can get very messy very quickly. It's like having one post-it note for every piece of data. Not very efficient. Otherwise, data can be organized into what's known as a field and record format. This is what one of those looks like. This is called a table. The column is called a field and the row is called a record. Thus, a field and record table. Now this here is a very good way to organize your data. As you can see, everything is in its right place. You can find what you're looking for far more easily than in a list format. If we had a collection of tables like this, which were all related to one another, we would call it a database. In short, databases can store, manipulate, organize, and search for data within them. They're really good because they reduce useless data, save storage space, and make quicker data updates with less mistakes. To make it simpler, we can think of databases exactly like a library. Here, this is you. You are looking for a certain book. You walk into the library looking for it. You find it on the shelf and take it. Now, think of it like you are a computer program. The library is a database, and each book is a piece of data. A computer program would look in the database to find the data that it needs, just like you would look in a library for a book that you need. Okay, back on topic. Databases are designed to store data that is current, with some help from our friend online transaction processing software. This guy processes day-to-day records, keeping everything up to date. But what if we want more than just day-to-day records? This is where data warehouses come in. A data warehouse contains data collected in summary form on a scheduled basis over a period of time. Now that's a lot of words. Let's just say that instead of showing just today's data records, they would collect summaries of data from, say, the past few years. This data may come from internal sources or external sources. An example of an internal source would be a database. An example of an external source would be the internet. To collect data from the internet, data warehouses can use a process called web farming, which means farming through the internet in search of documents that are relevant to the data warehouse's purpose. So, a data warehouse is basically a huge database that stores data in mostly summary form. It also stores information from external sources such as the internet. But the question remains, why? Why does it exist? Well, a data warehouse holds data from the past, the present, and the internet. Then, a common process known as data mining is used to analyze this data. Data mining extracts patterns from the data warehouse, which can then be analysed for the purpose of study, to make reports, or to even make decisions for the future. Some good things about data warehouses. They're good for reports, analysis, and decision making. They can help locate trends to help users understand more about their business environment. They can increase data consistency. And also, they usually have a user-friendly interface, making it a quick and efficient way for us to access information. On the other hand, there are some bad things about data warehouses. They are very time-consuming to make and to keep operating. They can be a hassle because current systems, equipment, and software need to be compatible with the data. And security. If the data is accessible over an open network such as the internet, someone might view, hack, or destroy your data. While we're on this topic, it's also useful to know what a distributed database and a data mart is. A distributed database is when data exists in separate locations on a network or the internet. It's used when the database within the data warehouse is really big, thus it's more efficient being in multiple locations. A data mart is like a mini version of a data warehouse. It contains a database that helps a specific group make decisions. For example, a marketing department may have a separate data mart just for them that's made from extracted data from the company's main data warehouse. So there you go, all the basics that you need to know about data warehouses. Hopefully it didn't wear you down. Ha 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 ha.